from your listening device all the way into your agent's psyche. It's Real Estate Between the Lines with Brian Lee. Teaching you things you didn't know you needed to know to help you become a legendary agent and turn your clients into raving fans.
Where's Brian?
Have you seen Brian?
No.
Well, I think it's time to get going. Should I just get it going in hopes that maybe he's on his way down?
I don't know. I mean, he's not here yet. I mean, we're coming back from quarantine. Maybe he's just late.
Okay.
Maybe he's out of his element, out of step. Who knows?
All right. I'll just dive in, and he can jump in whenever he gets
Well,
here.
I haven't seen him, so I'd say let's just go ahead and do the podcast.
Okay. All right. Well, welcome, everybody. Welcome to Real Estate Between Your Lines. I'm your co-host, Cate. I'm all about helping Brian help the real estate industry improve one agent at a time. So, who is this we have here?
I don't know.
Hello, citizens!
Whoa.
Super B!
Whoa!
What was that?
Welcome, how are you doing today?
Well, hello, Super B.
I happen to be flying through today. My arms are quite tight.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Mind if I
Would
join
you like to join us?
I would love to join you today.
Well,
Absolutely.
We're in the middle of recording a podcast.
Yeah, we're just
and
getting ready to start a podcast.
Our host is nowhere to be found.
That is unfortunate. Well, it's good that I happen to be here because one of my superpowers is showing up on time and also being able to read.
Oh, my goodness.
Is that a superpower showing up
It
on
is
time?
a superpower that I have that I put these microphone things on. Again, my super hearing, I don't need it, but I'll do it for
But
your
it helps.
benefit.
That's great. Well, today's
So I'm going to go back to this
episode.
being on time. That's a superpower.
Well, my timing is right. It's yours that are off. I'm so far ahead of you both that you are just now catching up. I'm actually done with tomorrow's episode.
Well, then.
So if you could step up a little bit, that would be great.
Yeah, we have a script there if you just read off that, I guess.
You want to help? I mean, today's episode is 25, and it's titled "Are You Mad?" Here's a cape. Now you're super mad.
Well, how convenient that I happen to be here because I'm Super B.
You
And I
have
have
a
my
cape.
cape, and I'm also not super mad.
Awesome.
So I see on this script here that this.
Yeah, just read off there.
Who is the person that would normally be here?
His name is Brian.
Brian. He sounds like a great gentleman. Sorry I can't meet him today.
He's
okay.
legendary.
He's okay.
I tell you.
But I will read off of his brilliantly drafted script that he has here.
Great.
That clearly he's thought through well. That he has a weekly song that he does,
He
apparently.
does.
So
He does.
this week I see it's unfortunately labeled or named Kryptonite as a song,
no.
which is very scary in
Yeah.
superhero circles.
We
So
probably could have planned that better.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
Hopefully you guys don't have any kryptonite because,
Not
me and
here.
Superman, we fly together quite often, and that kryptonite just really hurts us. But it was written by a group named Three Doors Down, off of the album The Better Life, released February 2000. It was track 1 on the album, and the length was 3 minutes and 53 seconds. How about
Wow.
that? 3 minutes and 53 seconds of kryptonite. That sounds dangerous.
Doesn't sound very fun for you.
It doesn't sound like fun for me at all. So, and it looks like the point of the bringing up that song today is that the villain in the industry may not be the profession as it may be what's in your own mind, your misunderstanding and some of the issues that you deal with. And again, being a superhero, I'm always looking out for the villain. I'm always watching out for that. So let's look at who the villain might be here, or even if there is a villain at all.
Okay.
So I have seen, again, just being the superhero that I am, I do pay attention to a lot of things. Facebook comments that I happened to see one the other day.
Oh, no.
Where an agent had said something to the effect that an appraiser and an inspector should only get paid if the deal closes. And that is such a short-sighted thought process and an uneducated opinion on that from the standpoint of understanding what it is that they provide. That appraisers, inspectors, lenders, title companies, they are not your archenemy agents. They are not the villain. That they are an independent third-party person bringing a perspective to your transaction. They aren't working for you. They aren't working for your clients. They are providing information. Now, you may not like that information, but that is their job. Now, most of the time, too, is that this is, again, just speaking to superheroes like appraisers, because appraisers are also known as superheroes in small circles.
Oh.
Yeah, how small?
Yes. Haven't heard that one.
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy kind of thing.
In the circle of appraisers.
In the circle of appraisers.
They're godlike, as many
In their
agents
group,
are.
yes. Yes.
That most of those individuals, they don't even know who the agents are. They don't know that you exist. That it's funny that agents think that appraisers are out to get them or out to kill a deal or whatever. Those comments are made all the time. And most of the time, the appraiser doesn't even know who the agent is, nor do they even care to even talk with them necessarily. But also that they know that anytime that they give you a bad answer, give you a report that you don't like that's going to be there, that they know that there's going to be even more work for them, that it's better for them in most cases to write the report as you want it, if it to give you the most ideal situation, and that it takes more time to deal with issues when there is a value problem, when there is an inspection issue. So we want to have the same response that you want as the agent, but it doesn't always happen that way, and that's where we get into this. Now, one of the other things I do like to point out is that, unfortunately, just like in every industry, there are always a few bad apples, that there are some appraisers out there that truly don't get it. They don't get the process. They don't know what it is, and they do a bad job. Inspectors, mortgage companies, and all that. But the majority, a huge majority of the people are great people. They're great appraisers. They're doing a great job. They're just giving you information you don't like.
Exactly. Well, and I would say there are always a few bad apples out there, but the majority of people are good. And if you're remembering that these appraisers, inspectors, title companies, whatnot, they're here to provide information. Even though this information may not feel good, it is something that is here to, in essence, kind of protect the client for whatever reason it may be. Maybe the furnace is going bad and the inspector called that out. Well, you know what? If your buyer bought the home and didn't know that, it's going to be a bigger issue down the road. So sometimes it's just providing information, and it's how you react to that information, what you do with it, is kind of that way you decide if you're getting mad over just information.
So, Super B, have you ever saved an appraiser from a sticky situation? Like,
well, fortunately, I haven't
pulled them
had
off
to do
a
that
roof,
because,
or
again,
pulled them out of a crawl space by the feet, or
well, appraisers are superheroes in and of themselves. Again, they're on their own little segment, so they don't need that kind of saving.
Really?
So it's a special thing. They go to superhero appraiser school.
That's good.
It's kind of awesome. I've taught some of the training there. It's quite good.
Didn't know if they got stuck in their Tyvek suit or something. Was something you could help with?
They're actually it's tights. We need
the tights. Wow,
it's a required uniform. Okay.
I haven't seen an appraiser wear tights, but I'll be watching now.
Just changed my appraisal of them.
Oh, goodness.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do
No,
that.
that's great. That's great. Little superhero humor never stops Super B from going on. So, sticking to this script again, item 3 here involves learning the processes. Learning the processes here. So, that is one of the things that in doing this, that in talking to people like B, whoever this Brian person is, I'm sure that he would say the same thing. That education is such a huge piece here, that most of the time agents get mad about things or with regard to what they don't understand, that they don't comprehend the process. They don't understand the requirements of the various industries, that a lot of times the things that appraisers or what appraisers do, inspectors, title, mortgage, what they do is part of an industry regulation. It's part of something that they have to do. It's not there designed to make you mad. It's not there to intentionally drive the value down or whatever. It's that we have, or again, the appraisers, those people. What do you mean those people? Wait a minute.
The appraisers.
The appraisers, that they have licensing requirements. They have underwriting requirements. Inspectors, the same thing. So if you understand the process, it's so easy for agents to criticize something that they just don't know about. It's just like me going into a hospital room and talking to a surgeon that's operating on a heart, and me going in and saying, no, you're supposed to cut right there. Like, I have no clue what I'm talking about. Yeah. I'm a superhero, of course, but I'm not a surgeon. Those are the true superheroes in the story. But anyway, it's easy to criticize what we don't know. So get educated. Understand what they must do. Most of the time, what agents get mad about and all these different things is just simply their own, I hate to say ignorance, but just their lack of knowledge of the process.
Absolutely. And I would take that a step further in that clients tend to get angry because they don't know what to expect. If we as agents are not informing them and educating the client of here's what happens in an appraisal, here's how an inspection happens, be prepared. Your inspection report is going to be very long, probably 50 to 60 pages or more. And that even brand new homes have issues. If you set that expectation, you're educating your client. If they are aware of what could happen, they're less likely to get angry and fly off the handle, I guess.
Yeah, it is breathtaking when you first see an inspection report.
Breathtaking?
Yes.
I don't know
that breathtaking would be the word.
It takes your breath away.
Well, I think it's like 60 pages. It's divided by color based on the, and you see
severity,
this and you're like, it looked pretty good to me when I was walking through the house. Yeah,
don't buy this house.
Exactly.
I like to tell everybody, anything can be fixed for a price.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you can have a crumbling foundation. You can lift the house up and put a new one underneath it. So anything can be fixed. But I have seen people get really angry. And again, I find that it's because they don't understand or they don't know what's going on. But speaking of very angry people...
Uh-oh. What do we have here?
Wait, it's...
a side note tangent with Kate.
What is this? I'm not familiar.
Oh, it's a little segment that I just go off, totally off script.
That sounds super. Let's do it.
Yeah, just listen to the theme.
We're picking up speed. Things are gonna be great. Wait.
Side note tangent.
It's a side note tangent with Kate.
Well, as I said, angry people scare me. Mad people. When people get emotional and crazy, it terrifies me because they aren't in control of themselves. They're going ballistic and it's So there was this one time that I was in the suburbs of Chicago with a friend of mine. I think I was 15 or 16, probably had my learner's permit or just had my driver's license. We're driving together to a party. That's a whole nother side note tangent that we won't go on today.
We can do a side note tangent if you'd like. Super B loves stories like that.
That is a story that we don't need to discuss.
All right, let's move on.
But we're driving down the road, and on the way there, I thought I was pretty cool. I was being Billy Bad Booty, as Brian likes to call me.
Brian sounds like a fantastic individual.
Wow. Well then. Well, I thought I was this cool driver, and I didn't let a guy merge over in front of me. Not a good idea, especially in Chicago. So he stopped, and he pulled in front of me, cut me off, stopped, so I couldn't go anywhere.
How old were you?
15 or 16.
Oh, my God.
I mean, this guy was probably, I had to guess, like 50-ish. I don't know. He gets out of the car and starts coming toward me. I mean, like a bull. He was angry. All of a sudden, both my friend and I were terrified. And we're in like the old Jeep Cherokee with the automatic windows that go
really
like
slow ones, yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, put the windows up. He just starts saying all kinds of bad words, calling me names, screaming at me, how dare you, blah, 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 blah. I mean, we were just scared. I'm surprised our pants were clean at the end of that.
Wow.
We were very terrified. So anyway, that was probably my first experience of a really angry person.
Well, I'm sorry I wasn't there to save you. I must have been in Paris or something, saving people on the Eiffel Tower.
That was
Otherwise,
more
I would have
important
been
than
there.
saving me.
I'm
Super
so sorry,
B.
citizen. I have super speed and super timing, but I can't be everywhere at one time.
Have you guys come across some angry people before? I'm sure you do, Super B.
Yeah, Super B. It's just the way his job works.
In our superhero industry, we have our meetings. We have this whole HR issue with, do we call her Supergirl or is it Superwoman? Because that gets to be a whole thing. And man, when she gets talking about it, and then we have, of course, Batwoman that's laughing at Supergirl, saying, "Well, I'm a woman," and it just that kind of screaming.
Yeah,
so
I would not
try
want
to
to be
take a side away from that.
Good idea, Christian. You've had
I
anybody
just
go?
learned that there's an HR department in superheroes.
That is interesting.
It's a relatively new thing.
To be a fly on the wall.
Do you guys have policies or procedures?
There's a manual. There's a manual. Yes.
Well, we can get back on topic now if you'd like.
Great. Again, let's stick with this script thing, apparently,
That
that you
would be
have written
great.
out.
Read number 5
Read
for us.
number 5. Okay, let's go with that. It says be proactive, not reactive. So I'm assuming that we're getting into is getting ahead of the issue. That most of the time, this is the best and easiest way to handle those issues that so many times agents follow through there. They take the attitude of, let's just see what the appraiser says. Let's see what the inspector comes back, instead of taking a proactive approach and describing and talking about some situations, maybe getting ahead of it, that talking about inspections. Prepare your client. I know you mentioned that earlier, Citizen Kate. of inspection issues that inform your client about what they're going to see, what they're going to get into. That don't let them go out and get scared half out of their mind of the 60-page report that Citizen Christian was just mentioning. That preparing them for that. So getting ahead of it and letting them know that every home has defects, that there are things out there. So get ahead of it instead of waiting for it after the fact.
I would agree. And if maybe you happen to get an inspector who's an alarmist or takes a road that scares your client for whatever reason, try to remind your client again that anything can be fixed, but it's great if you can be there with the client too, to hold their hand, talk through things with them, hear their concerns, and then decide, okay, how do we need to handle this? And when you have a plan and you're there to hold their hand, they're less likely to go crazy.
Absolutely. Again, even with appraisal issues, there's ways that you can get into that. I know that future episodes, I believe that you'll have future episodes.
Yes.
Maybe those
Brian
future episodes
is an appraiser, so
might talk about appraisal issues.
Yes.
So we'll look forward to hearing from that too. I can't wait to tune in to hear that. But some of the appraisal issues can include having a pre-appraisal packet at your listings, at your sales, knowing when the good and bad times to talk to the appraiser is, things like that.
Yeah, and I'd say one more thing on the appraisal is make sure that either get a sketch of the home or you measure the square footage, because that's not a good thing to get to a situation where the appraiser comes out and the square footage is off. If you would have known about it ahead of time, you could have priced it appropriately.
Absolutely. So just being proactive on all those things.
Yes.
Next thing I see we get into is talking about complaining about the process. So that's also another thing that gets seen a lot, especially on social media and certainly with agents' communication with their own clients. Is where agents get so frustrated and so angry about a situation, and it really just makes you look unprofessional. That your client is looking to you for some guidance, for some help, and you being angry and saying that appraiser just stinks, and appraisers just generally just suck, and that inspector, they shouldn't have called that stuff out. It makes you look pathetic. It makes you look really bad, unprofessional in those clients' eyes, and it's when you're out of control, it drives your client there too, and that's not what you want to do. So take care of that. That, again, changing your mind, working towards solutions, looking to see how can we resolve these problems? How can we take care of that kind of a thing?
Absolutely. Sometimes we get in tough situations that make us mad. Remember, take a step back, look at the situation from the position of how can I make this better? If you can focus your energies and your actions around that question, educate yourself, you can educate your client, then you're more likely to have a positive outcome that's a win for all. And that way we're not acting on emotion. We can act out of education, and we know what we're doing.
Yeah, Super B doesn't complain.
No.
Never.
Never.
We have nothing to complain about.
Well,
Never.
the mask looks a little scratchy.
That's just part of the thing. Again, with my super skin, I don't even feel it at all. You definitely don't want to watch the YouTube video of this video, watching me having to readjust it constantly as it shifts over my face.
It looks uncomfortable to me, but what? Yeah, I'm complaining, and I'm not even wearing the outfit.
Oh my God. Well, Super B, Brian usually has a quote for us.
Oh, I'd love to provide a quote to you. He doesn't have. I don't see anything on the script here, but why don't I take one from our superhero meetings that we have? Every time we have a superhero meeting, everybody goes around and kind of provides some sort of uplifting message. And I had one from the Wasp the other day.
Wow.
That's right, the Wasp from the Ant-Man series, if you're familiar with that. Yes. True life, real thing.
I can't get over the mask.
Just looks uncomfortable. Put a satin inside or something.
What did the Wasp say?
The Wasp had a very short quote.
How short was it?
Well,
Sorry, that wasn't the right answer. What was the quote?
Yeah,
she has the PIM particle that reduces reduces everything in size.
So anyway,
the quote is this:
Okay.
Be the hero they already know you to be.
She used the word "be" twice. She's a wasp.
You can't bring that up.
Sorry.
She
Wasp,
has these
the hero,
laser
you already
beam
know
things that she
the
can
hero, the
shoot,
wasp.
and there's only so many of those I can deflect.
Oh my God. I like that quote, though.
So as the agent, be the hero that your client looks for. They hire you for a reason. They're looking to have you help them through this, that they hired you to be their hero, to help them with their transactions. So be that thing. Put on your cape. Do your super service. Take care of your client on this thing. Don't run to some extreme and all that. Be the hero that they've hired you to be.
I like it.
Thank you. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. My super phone is going off. I'm sorry.
You have a super phone.
My Super B phone is going off. Yes, I'm sorry. I must jet off. It looks like they
Do
need
you have
me
coverage in the basement by chance of super phone?
Super
Because
phone
I
does
cannot
work.
get a signal down.
Thank goodness we have super Wi-Fi.
Oh my God.
So I'm sorry, I must jet off. It looks like I have to head to the Hawaiian Islands. It looks like maybe a volcano's getting ready to.
Can I join
How
you?
convenient.
So I'm sorry, I must jet off. So
Thank you. Thank you
so
for
much for having
joining
me,
us.
and I look forward to hearing the podcast soon.
Oh, it was great. Oh my gosh.
Well, there he goes.
Wow. Christian, that was interesting.
Yeah, it was.
Oh my gosh.
I'm speechless.
Well, I mean, we're at the end of the episode.
Well, let's just close it out, I guess.
All right. All right.
I still haven't seen B, by the way.
Yes. Oh my. Maybe he thought is it daylight savings time?
Could be. Yeah,
I don't
maybe
know.
missed it
I
by
don't
an
know.
hour.
But hopefully you guys got a little something from that episode. In the end, don't be mad. Find solutions. Try to work through issues.
Hey guys, what's going on here?
Hey,
Hey,
we're
how
in
you
the
doing?
middle of
Sorry, I was
podcasting.
on the phone in there in the other room. I was taking a call from an agent trying to help them out on an appraisal issue.
Oh.
Well,
so
we were
what are you guys up to?
We went ahead and did the episode because you
Yeah.
didn't show up. So
But
We're
I'm
running
here.
on a timeline. Well, we lucked out. There was a superhero, Super B.
Awesome.
oh yeah, he had a cape and
He
everything.
happened to step in, so he just
was
helped
he
us
wearing
out.
a mask?
He what? I think it was the wrong kind. The mask on his eyes.
He
not
looked very
his-
scratchy, but he did a good job. He read
Wow,
through the
He
script
did.
and
Great.
He was
basically sat
super.
in your chair.
I'm so
and-
sorry that I missed that. Did you get a picture with them or anything?
Yeah, we got video.
yeah, we got
I know
video.
the superheroes are quite,
Yeah.
they're quick and all that. I didn't know if he maybe zoomed in and zoomed out or whatever.
Oh, he hung out for a good 20
All right,
minutes.
wow.
You know
It
what
was-
though? He
it's pretty
couldn't
cool.
close it up because he had to go to Hawaii.
That's
what he said anyway.
I know.
Lucky guy.
I
I'm
know.
sorry I missed him. Like I say, I had that
Well,
phone call.
do you wanna
but
wrap up the
I mean, if you
episode?
got it done, I'll be happy to close it
Yeah,
out.
put your
I
2
just-
cents in.
Again, I don't have to go off a script. I have this completely memorized myself,
Oh,
so I
yes.
don't know. I'm sure you guys maybe had to do that, but being the professional podcaster that I am, I see that, or thinking back on what we got
Professional,
into.
not punctual.
I don't have any superpowers of timing or whatever. So don't be mad here, guys. Find solutions. Work through issues that sometimes you might be the problem here. So think about ways that you can learn the process. Sometimes you're mad about things that just are what they are, and that things that must happen, in whatever way that it is through a process. And so being mad doesn't help you. Being proactive, not reactive, getting ahead of it will always be better than cleaning up the mess that is left afterward. That always happens so often. So get ahead of it. Stop complaining. It won't get you anywhere. You're going to get more flies with honey than you will with vinegar. And it makes you look unprofessional when you're doing that in front of your clients and all that. And it just isn't going to help you at all. So if you're going to be mad, put on that cape. And maybe we'll see you in the next superhero movie with this Super B person.
Super B.
hopefully.
Super
And all
B.
that. So great. So that's it, guys. We love your feedback.
Not on this episode.
I don't know. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, just limit the feedback.
I'll have to watch the YouTube video because, again, I missed the whole
Yeah,
Super B guy.
yeah.
I hope that he
What
did a
if we
great
got
job.
like the best reviews on this episode? That might stink.
Yeah, that suck for you. Maybe we can get him back.
But if you have any feedback, contact Christian at Christian. Definitely don't send it to us. But you can also find us on our website at brianclee.com. So thank you for joining us today. Be a superhero for your clients. Take care and make your day legendary.
You've been listening to Real Estate Between the Lines with Brian Lee. If you'd like to learn more about becoming a legendary agent, be sure to visit us at brianclee.com and sign up to hear about upcoming workshops and events. Now go out there and turn your clients into raving fans.